Hello again guys, it's Kane from the Great British Bad Gamers and I am playing Dungeons & Dragons in Neverwinter. You may not have known this about me, but I'm quite a big MMO fan. I was a big player of World of Warcraft, I dabbled in Warhammer, I also played a little bit of that other one, I can't remember the name of it, was that bad. But as you can see, I've already got a character. I called him Apocalypse, as you do, because that's who I am essentially. And my first impression of this game is it's good. It's a nice change. I mean, World of Warcraft was all turn-based, but this is real-time fighting, and it's fantastic. It's very closely based around Dungeons and Dragons in the sense that you roll your character properly. I say properly, you don't throw dice for it, but you get the general idea when I show you the actual character creation. And it's actually really refreshing. I quit World of Warcraft about a year ago, around about the time when Mists of Pandaria came out. I was a level 85 hunter, well, Blood Elf hunter, and I was massive on PvP. I was on my way to about 2.2k PvP rating in Battlegrounds, but sadly my guild, the Teabaggers, you might be a part of them, or you might want to join them because they're a very good guild back in my day. They just kind of deteriorated, and you know, our main tank left and the healer left and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, that's not the point. This is the first episode of hopefully a series on Neverwinter, and we're going to start a new character, and we'll just follow the progression of this character as we go our way through. I'll talk about the game as we play, and hopefully I will convince you guys to maybe give it a shot. So if we click on new character. The game's actually in beta at the moment, or open beta, so you can play. It's free. It's about a 3.7 gigabyte download. But so at the moment you can only have 2 characters. I've already got one, so I saved a slot for the character I'm about to make. So I'm on the Beholder server. So if you want to talk or have a mess around, just send me a message. I'm always happy to join you. And here's a cutscene. I would let you guys watch this, but I've seen it and it goes on for quite a while, and I don't want to waste your guys' time. If you want to see the cutscene, I'm sure you can find it on YouTube. So here we are. This is the race page. So as you can already see, you have quite a nice little setup of how many races you can be. So you can of course be a half-orc, you can be a human, a dwarf, elf, half-elf, tiefling, as I imagine that would be pronounced. They're pretty cool, little dragon kind of guys. And of course, you have your halflings. Now, if you ever play Dungeons and Dragons, you would realise that a lot of these classes are used in the traditional Dungeons and Dragons, where your half-elf would be your kind of caster, or a rogue, and your elf would be definitely a mage, or some form of thing like that. Whereas your dwarves, half-orcs and humans would be clerics, warriors, and all sorts of things, paladins. And of course your halfling is absolutely perfect for a rogue. If you come to the bottom here where it says you're a halfling, blah 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 blah, it will give you information on what this character gives to you. So this ability scores for the halfling is a perfect description of why you would use this race as a rogue. A rogue would base itself off of dexterity, charisma, and a little bit of constitution. So those additions would give you a good start for a rogue. But I'm not really feeling the rogue kind here, so I'm thinking about being a tank. So I'm thinking either a half-orc or a dwarf. Dwarfs are pretty cool in my opinion, you know. They're stout little guys, but fuck me, they pack a punch. So if you can see here, you have increased resistance to knock and repel effects. +2 to constitution, +2 to strength, or +2 to wisdom. You have increased damage resistance to damage over time. Now you see, this guy would be pretty good for tanking, as you know, he's quite, you know, tough. But then again, you could look at the half-orc and you see critical hits do 5% damage, grants you 2 dexterity over. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, he's more of a weapon fighter. So I'll show you the classes and you'll understand. So I'm going to be a dwarf because I'm going to be a bit of a tank. Also, there's a coming soon, and I get the impression that will be a drow, which is a dark elf essentially. Okay, so here we are. This is your class. So at the moment there's only 5 classes, the 6th one is coming soon, supposedly. So at the moment you have yourself the Trickster Rogue. This is, you know, your pretty steady rogue, does a lot of damage, goes invisible, stabs people in the spine and all that kind of stuff. You have your Devoted Cleric. This is your healer. In Dungeons and Dragons, clerics were quite handy. you know, you'd be able to wear some pretty badass armor. You have some pretty good heals comparing to your dailies. And they were overall pretty good classes, but I'm not much of a healer myself. Control Wizards pretty much speaks for itself. You are a wizard. You do controlling, you use magic, and you do all sorts of cool shit. Magic missiles, chill strikes, arcane singularity, and arcana. I haven't actually played one yet, but I definitely think I'll be delving into the world of the Control Wizard. Today, while I was playing on my other account, I saw that there was a fellow essentially force choking a mob to death, and I found that quite cool. Now, my main character is a great weapon fighter. These guys are pretty cool. The only problem is you can't have shields. You're essentially just attacking and attacking. You do a lot of, you know, AoE damage. You get this really cool ability with your E on your keyboard, where you slice them and it gives you a lot of health, and it also does a fuck ton of damage. But I can't really talk much about, you know, outputs and tankiness at the moment because I've only just started playing. But that's essentially what that is. That'd be a good 4.5 kind of orc area. And of course, the last but not least, you have the Guardian Fighter. This is your tank. So as you can see, he's got a shield there, and he's got a one-handed sword, and he looks like he's tanked to the fucking tits. Obviously, you can guard enforced threats, which means you take aggro from mobs, you can recover, and you get your basic dungeon area skill, which I will show you when we get to the game. And coming soon, I don't really know what that is. I can only assume it looks like a hunter. I wouldn't really know. I'm only going by the arrow. So that's that. And next we have the ability scores. So here we are. This is what I was talking about when I said you can roll your character. So here you have 17, 17, 13. So obviously, because I'm a tank, I'm going to focus on dexterity and constitution. The more health, the better. This isn't all that important. You know, you're not going to be focusing on your intelligence, wisdom, or charisma because you're not a caster. That's not important to you. Dexterity kind of is, but not massively. I mean, that effectively helps you with your critical hits. Whereas your strength and your constitution is your health, and strength is, you know, the damage that you can put out. Physical power, as you will. But obviously, when I'm a tank, I'm going to go for the +2 constitution, +2 strength, because that way I'm basically giving myself a head start. Now, you'll usually find, that's a lucky roll, 20, that the more you roll, you know, the better kind of stuff you'll get. What you're looking for is kind of a high roll, which is quite weird that they give you this kind of ability. But essentially what you can get is a 20. That is the maximum you can go. Back in D&D, I think it was a D20. I'm not quite sure. It's all dependent on. No, it was 3 D6s that determined your overalls. I don't know where they got 20. I'm talking shit. I haven't played D&D for quite some time now. But what I'm going to try and do is try and get like a nice balance between my strength and my constitution. So do you know what? That's pretty good. You know, dexterity is not going to be overly massive. Having a nice balance between strength and constitution is probably going to be a nice start. Okay, so here we are. We're at the customization. So, you know, there's my dwarf. He's pretty ugly. As much dwarves as you can think. Except for Thorin Oakenshield. He's a pretty handsome bugger. Oh god. Look at that fucking face. Anyway, so at first glance I thought, you know, this was it. That's all you got. But then I realised you can go to customize, and there you go. You get a little bit of everything. So, you know, the head shape is pretty basic. You get your focus and all that bloody crap. Me, I'm not so bothered on features. You know, I just want a guy with a normal looking size. Oh, fuck me. A normal looking nose. These things are huge. They're honkers of noses. Hair, again, not really my interests. But that seems pretty cool. Yeah, let's keep that. Change the colour. Let's go... Oh. Good god, that is gay. Red? No, that's even worse. Great. Yeah. Feeling it. I'm not a big fan of customising my characters, because in the end, you know, you're going to be wearing helmets, and you're going to be, you know, doing nothing with yourself except looking at your spine. But, yeah, stuff like this, like, eyes. Do I want to be hurt? No, I don't want to be hurt. Do I want to be hurt in the right eye? No. I want to have normal eyes. Eyebrows. Yeah, that'll do. Facial hair? I'm a dwarf, let's have lots of facial hair. Yeah, working it. Are there any bigger beards? No. Oh, that's an epic beard. Let's have a bit of the gruff. Yeah, we're fucking gruffing it up. Yeah. Complexion, I don't care. Tattoos? Yeah, sure, why not? He is going to be a member of KISS. Let's have a look. KISS, is that KISS? No, that's just gonna metal. Yeah, man, let's kiss it up. Yeah. Right, okay. Scars, don't want. Facial shaping, I'm not very good with. Let's get him naked. There we are. He's toned, heavy, or just awful. If you want to do all the body scaling as well, like give him a huge package and just small everything else, go for it. I don't know if you can actually do that. No, you can't. But you get the idea. That's essentially how you get with your customization. It's pretty vast, but no. Okay, so this is quite interesting. So you have where you come from. So you know your story. So I'm going to be a North American explorer. I won't read this out to you because I'm not really interested. I'm not a big fan on lore, I'm just in it for the gameplay, PvP. I like competitive. Like, you may have seen me on League, I'm quite a big fan of League. But deities, again, not a massive deal to me. I mean, I'll just... Tempest looks pretty cool, that'll do. And this guy will be called... I will call you... Rammus. Originality, it comes in many forms, but Rammus, yeah, that'll do. You can legend stuff. There we are. You start off at level 1, and here there should be some funky little cutscenes. Oh, maybe not. It's just sending me straight in.
Look out!
And here we are. So what I generally got from the cutscene was that, you know, you get attacked by what's called a dragon.
Move around using the W, A, S, and D keys.
Which is essentially this massive dragon. Let's turn some graphics down a little bit.
Press F when close to talk to him.
Oh, it's all the way to the bottom. That's fine. Alright, so it might just be laggy, mainly because either there's a lot of people
Thank
here.
the gods. Adventure? I can guarantee.
Quest path leads to your next objective.
But either way,
C to toggle
this is
it on and
essentially
off.
what it looks like.
Waypoints appear on the map to mark your quest's objectives.
I do get
interact
special
with
abilities,
characters
but
and
obviously
objects.
I'm level 1. I'm not going to get a grand total of things at this level. You can jump, you can dodge, you can sprint, you can do all sorts of cool stuff. Apparently I'm out of line of sight. There we go. Oh, fucking... There we go. Battered shield. Fuck yeah, let's take that. And let's take one of these as well. A rusty old longsword. Okay,
Press I to open your inventory. Double click an item to equip it. Press the Alt key to toggle mouse cursor and mouse look modes.
There we are.
Quest tracker displays current quest objectives.
Oh, run the wrong way, okay. So yeah, when you do a quest, you will get this little funky trail. It leads you in the right directions most of the time, but don't trust it religiously. You know, there's been a couple of times where I've been following it and it just goes, go over here! And you look on your map and, you know, your objective's on the other side of the map. So it's not good like that. When you reach a destination, there'll be this funky little arch thing, and that's pretty helpful.
Campfires or rest zones where out-of-combat players may heal.
So this is the campfire. If you've lost a lot of health in dungeons, there'll be one of these scattered around. Just stand by it. Essentially, it's like the fireplaces in, or the torches in Dark Souls. You just sit here, have a bit of fun, and heal yourself up. I've got to test something real quick. I want to know. No, I don't think I'm going to wait. Oh well.
Good to meet you.
So,
It's good to see. Although we stopped Valintra's main force, the battle is far from
as I was
over.
saying, you know, this game is
The
awesome.
battlefield
I
is
really
crawling
enjoy this
with
game.
Click to use cleave, damaging all foes in front of you.
The tutorial is very helpful. It tells
Objects
you
and
what you've got
enemies
to
to
do.
target them.
And I like that, because sometimes, like, games like World of Warcraft, I think, didn't really offer that much in the sense of a tutorial to me. It was just like, click this, click that, done. It's like, oh, okay. I suppose, yeah, did alright, I guess.
Am I glad you came along?
Okay. Yeah, when I first started, I found that this area was quite laggy. I don't know if that was because of my connection, or, but it was definitely laggy. I would say that this hopefully won't be how laggy it is for the rest of my recording. So let's just hope so.
I need to find the cleric.
In this area, you don't get any experience for killing mobs, so just don't waste your time. I just like killing stuff. It takes a while to get through this tutorial, but it doesn't bore you to death so much that you just want to quit the game. Like, there's a pretty cool little boss fight at the end of it. Oh wow, I'm amazing!
We were lucky to drive Valindra's force. Thank you for aiding
The
Winter.
guide displays everything you get.
I'm afraid I have a gruesome.
Also offer important quests.
What's that? Okay, it's a shield bash. Ever learning. There again, there's a campfire, and off we go.
Click to use Tide of Iron to weaken and damage an enemy.
Have to collect me some arrows now. Boring, boring, boring. These guys aggressive? Ah, there you go. That's the Dracolich. That is massive. Essentially, he comes in and fucks shit up. Big damn. But you'll see that when you either stop playing the game or if you just look up the intro. Much like World of Warcraft, it's a lot of carry on, gather this, or kill something like that, which in this game I don't find to be that bad. So this is your powers. I'm still coming to terms with your power tree. You know, it's pretty simple. You get skill points for each level you get to, so I think it's level 5 you get your first skill point to spend. But yeah, you can upgrade stuff and all that kind of stage crap and balls. Combat challenge, I'm not so sure what that is, but on my my main, it's kind of like a rage mode. Yeah, so I don't really have much to say on all this at the moment, because, you know, I've only just started. This is feats, something else that I haven't actually reached on my other character yet. And companions, which I have none of because I can't afford them. Anyway, back to the game. Leveling up in this game was quite difficult, but I think the max level is 55. It's taking my time to, you know, actually get the points. I've played about 4 or 5 hours and I've got to level 9.
Wizards
I don't know if that's
for the
because
help.
I'm bad, or if it just takes
More
that long.
undead are attacking Neverwinter. They're boiling out of Castle Never
Because
and
I-
storming the
World of
Sleeping
Warcraft,
Dragon
I was
Bridge.
Level.
If the bridge falls, they will
1
enter
to
the
10
heart of
for
the
about-
city. Protector's Enclave.
It took me.
I must stay and deal with the
man.
Red Wizards. Please, go to the bridge and aid the defenders. Destroy the undead soldiers near the gate to our north so it may be opened safely. Then talk to Private Wilfred.
Yeah.
He will get you.
Press Q to charge at your enemy with a lunging strike.
Oh dear. There you go. Mission to kill stuff. This guy is OP. Wait. I like it. I like it a lot. This is so much fun. But yeah, so this is going to be a new series. I'm hoping you guys will actually enjoy the series. If not, then whatever, because I'm going to play it anyway.
Hello again.
But
You're
I've
looking
got
a good
so
deal
much
fiercer than when you washed up
You
on the
gotta
beach.
think, this isn't an open beta.
drying out
This
by
is
the fire.
a
On a
completed
visible
game.
location to
My
transfer.
mother always
crazy.
says warm clothes make for a warm heart.
It's this smooth and one.
You thinned out the skeleton.
I really just don't know what to say for it, you know? This is my first MMO kind of pictures and whatever. Recording.
They're in trouble. We must go to their
I
aid.
love it. I love it. So this is pretty much the ending of the tutorial. You've got to go across this bridge and kill this massive berserker.
Press and hold shift to block.
Oh god. Okay, yeah. So as you can see, the fighting is real time. So little red indicators will come up on the floor, and if you dodge them, you don't take damage. Obviously, if you're fighting mobs, you know, you
Look out!
have
Archer!
to avoid things. I've noticed that when you get to start like some boss battles, it is a lot harder to dodge. So I can only imagine that when you get to a raiding kind of phase, that the boss's AoE kind of damage is going to be huge, and the chances of avoiding it are going to be pretty slim. And I hope to see that kind of thing, because that would make this game a lot more interesting. Whereas in World of Warcraft, if you take damage, there's nothing you can do about it. There's a lot of this in this game, you just get absolutely butt-fucked by lots of mobs. I think at some point he's definitely going to have to try some kind of high DPS champion. I don't know if a great weapon fighter is classed as high DPS, but we'll find out eventually. This guy is definitely a tank, because I'm kicking shit here. Ah, so that's blocked. Right. Oh, it does. Okay, so I don't think I can run. Oh, you did. Me and Brad will be playing League again tonight, and hopefully recording for you guys as well. See if Matt's talk about changing our roles, and that should be. I'll also might be starting to play Chivalry Medieval Warfare, which would be bloody good. I've been wanting to do that game for quite some time. Now is my time. I mean, there's so many people playing it, so much fun. I just want to crack people's heads so badly that you would not believe.
The gatehouse. We're going to make it.
Okay, so this is another interesting aspect. If you see the little orange, there's a little orange dice here, which is also known as a D20. This accounts for your action points. So back in the original days of Dungeons and Dragons, when it was paper-based, you could do certain abilities a certain amount of times a day. As a cleric, you could do certain heals a certain amount of times a day. And essentially, that's what this is. So when I use my special ability, I don't know what it is yet, but I'll go up here and I'll press 1. Okay, so it's essentially like a battle cry. So I'll do a battle cry, and by doing more hits, I rebuild up my percentage of daily points, so I can actually do that more often. So it's not like you have to wait a whole day to do that ability again. You just have to do lots and lots of hits to get it back. And here we are. This is the boss of the tutorial. He is called the Harbinger. I remember fighting this guy with my other character, and it was quite fun, quite difficult in some respects as well, like that. But I think it's just a lot easier. Okay. This is so much easier. I think I can literally block everything. Except that. Something amazing. Obviously, by being a tank, you're sacrificing extra damage, but I like to do a lot safer in my teammates now. Because while questioning on my other character, I found that I was losing a lot of HP and I was spending a lot of money on it, which isn't great. I don't know if you guys ever played, I think Guild Wars did this feature, but they had a identifying system. So if I go to my bag, there's an item here, which I don't know what it is. So you get scrolls of identification, and you use these scrolls to identify these items. So if I right click and identify, it tells me that it's a militia metal boots. Not exactly fantastic, but you know, something to wear. For some reason it stays there. Anyway, I think new daily power, villain's menace. I have no idea what that is. New class power, shield talent. Shield talent increases your guard by 5%. Villain's menace. With Villain's Fury, you smash the ground, damage your foes around you. Yeah, that's essentially what we've been doing for ages now. Thank you. I'm just going to talk to this guy.
Sorry.
He's all
You
dying
have
and
to
crap,
stop.
and he's like, oh, I'm dead. Oh, he died. That's a shame. We all knew it was coming. And that is the tutorial completed. So this will conclude the first episode of the Neverwinter series. The next episode will be up hopefully in a couple of days. And so I shall leave it there. This has once again been Kane from the Great British Bad Gamers. Also, let's not forget Rammus, the tank. And we will be back soon.